Am I live? I feel like I'm live. So what I'm doing in this video, once again, this is the question bank. This is a book that I made last year that helped thousands of students to mash up the multiple choice exam, and you can get this book by going to www.thestudenthub.online. Thestudenthub.online. You just go into this. Let me give it. The student online. I saw some people getting this book. Big up yourself, those who get it now. So we're gonna do, I was supposed to do this live long time today, but every time I want to do this live, something coming up, right? Something coming up. I find like the screen kinda. Let me just do so and catch the whole screen and Alright, so yeah, I wanted to do this live a while now, so I'm going to scroll to the table of contents in the book, and you all will tell me which topic you all want me to do. I'll try and do half an hour now, and then maybe I have a meeting with teachers from the student hub, and then I'll go back and I'll come back and do some more questions with you all. Hopefully. Which topic you all want me to do? So big up all everybody in the chat there. Let me just see if I can bring it up here so I can get chat quickly. Don't forget to press like, and I'll know the drill. I'll know the drill by now. So out of all these topics here, which one do you all want me to do? Number theory, consumer arithmetic, sets, measurements, statistics, algebra, relations, functions. I've seen vectors, I've seen some measurements, some trigs. I think is which one is topic? What's the name of this video? CSEC. Wow, this coming across real fast for it. So I think we will go. I'll just go with vectors because seeing some of that. Matrix multiplication can only occur, let's just try and ratio as many as you can. Matrix multiplication can only occur if the matrices are the same size. That's not true. Which one you all think it is? Number one. What's the answer for number one? This is vectors and matrices, by the way. Matrix multiplication can only occur if the determinant of the matrix is equal to 0. I like this video a long time since now I was going to let you all don't forget to press like. I'll pick the answer. As soon as the chat says an answer, I will do the question. Those who watch the new video after this, it will be a little slow. That's how the live video has been. That's why I had to try and beat the live video. But if you want to see a quick video on vectors, just search Kevin Springer vectors and have a lot of content on vectors to help you just ease it in the exam. If you want to, you know what you can do in the meanwhile, okay, I'm seeing C's, D's. So everybody knows one out of these two, which is correct. It's either C or D. And the legend says that, so let's say you have the matrix here and you have this matrix here, you have the row by column, rows come first, row by column. These two need to be equal to each other. The number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So the answer is actually C. But you all think the answer will be for part 2. So what you all can do is screenshot this and post it on Instagram. So we're looking for the answer for part 2 now. Screenshot this, press like, post it on Instagram. Now we get some more people in there are a lot of people doing journal exams for maths, and I think this will help them. Even if it just help them to motivate them to go and pick up the book. A square matrix E multiplied by the identity matrix I is equal to. So if you multiply any matrix by the identity matrix, what happens? Nothing happens. You get back the same thing. The identity matrix is like 1 in matrix line. If I multiply 3 by 1, then I'm going to get back 3. So the identity matrix operates the same way. So if I have 2, 4, negative 1, 0, and I multiply by the identity matrix, which looks like this, I will get back the 2, 4, negative 1, 0. So the answer in this case is C. Which of the following matrix, there should be matrices, and which of the following matrices does not have an inverse? Which of the following matrices does not have an inverse? I think there's the addition of the book. I think I'll be come on, Gabriel, let's not be so. Number 3, which of these will not have an inverse? Now, this condition, this not having an inverse condition, not have an inverse, this condition, you get this condition when your determinant is equal to 0. And you all know what the determinant is? The formula for the determinant, AD. Did I say D and write B? AD minus BC, where you have a matrix in the form A, B, C, D. So what we need to do is multiply this and then subtract this and see if we get 0. You can do that in your mind. You do that in your mind. You don't know this? You all don't know how to do this? Start to revise. I have everything here on the channel to help you revise. You could go and learn this now. You could go and watch all my videos on matrices and learn this now. Oh, by the way, where you must even see this thing there behind me. Oh, I'll click off. I'll click off. Yeah, this right, same thing here, right? So you can do this in your mind. It'll be like AD minus BC. This is 4 minus 6. Now this has an inverse. That has an inverse. Negative 3 by 4 is negative 12. And negative 6 by 2 is also negative 12. If you subtract, whoa. So we get another B's in the answer. All those people who say B, what? Are they ready? Are they ready? Well done. So what this book does is it really stretches your learning capability, how much you learned over the entire syllabus for each section of the syllabus. And it also gives you a way, the vibes, the style of question that comes to CSEC. Let me scroll and let me do some more. Let's do 5 and 6. 5 and 6, the transformation matrix 0, 1 represents, so what is this? If I hit somebody this, if I hit a matrix this, what happens? If you get a blurred vision on the stream, my friends, if you get a blurred vision on the stream, is your problem. I seen it perfect here, I seen it perfect. Did I mention 1080p? I'm not seeing this in 1080p. So what you need to do is go and change your settings. Go on quality and literally change your settings. You can set it to 1080p and it just pop up, right? And let me zoom in a little bit for Zoom Squad. Now everybody cut in the 2020 vision. So we come in here with the transformation. What does this do? So I can just do a quick example and you can see, like, if I have a number here, some of you may not understand this, some may. Remember, this is a revision, it's not like I'm teaching the entire subject. I don't teach like this and go in depth. If you want to join my lessons, the number is in the description, I believe. WhatsApp that number in the description. So if I multiply this point 2, 1 by 0, 1, 1, 0, what does it do? I'll get 0 plus, well, I have to put the transformation matrix first. I'll get 0 by 2, 0, and then 1 by 1, 1, and then 1 by 2, 2, and then 0 by 1, 0. So in the end I'm going to get 1, 2. So I multiplied this and I got this. You see now? So what did that do? This point 1, 2 is here. The point 1, 2 is here. 1, 2, right? So it's actually a reflection in the line y is equal to x. it's actually a reflection in the line y equal to x. So B is the answer. Anybody else in B? Let me see in the chat. Kalesia, Kayla, Chadi, Kiran, Kuvais inside. Bless up, bless up. So let's continue and do number 6 and number 7 and number 8. So we're doing some vectors and matrices question here. So I could probably change the title of the video to vectors and matrices. I have a meeting at 7 o'clock that I need to prepare for. The transformation matrix negative 1, 0, 0, 1 represents, so more transformation matrix here. Let's use the same example. Let's use the same, if I put the transformation matrix as, let's use already, negative 1, 0, 0, 1, and I multiply some random point. The point was 2, what I started off with. I will get negative 1 by 2 is negative 2. 0 by 1 is 0. I hope you all know how to multiply matrices. Then I'll get 0 by 2 is 0 and 1 by 1 is 1. Now some people have all of these memorized. There's like a list of about 10. I don't advise memorizing it, but we do give you it in the course that I teach. So this is negative 2, 1. So what you need to do now is examine this. What is happening here? It went from this point to that point. If you're not visualizing, you can check it in a graph. Negative 2, 2 is here. And negative 2 is here. So this is 2, 1. And this is negative 2, 1. It flipped across which axis? So all you're seeing like this isn't this switching the x coordinate. It is switching the x coordinate, but it's actually flipping across the y-axis. It's a reflection in the y-axis. A lot of people could see. Kolan, Noreen, Joshua, Calvin, yes, you all are correct. The answer is indeed C. If A is a 2 by 2 matrix, B is equal to 2, what is the value of that? So that looking kind of confusing to read at first glance. It's kind of confusing, I must admit, it's kind of confusing to read at first glance. Let's take it down a little bit. A is a 2 by 2 matrix. Brilliant. B is 2 times the inverse of A. So B, I really make up this question, but what's wrong with me? I don't remember making up this question. B is equal to 2 times A inverse. Good, I write it back to that good sign. What is the value of 2AB? So B is really the inverse of A. Let me just ignore the 2 for now. So B is like A inverse multiplied by 2. And if you multiply a matrix by its inverse, you're going to get the identity matrix. But I've seen the answer. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Right, so this is the hardest question we do so far for today. It real trappy, boy. We sir. So B is like A inverse multiplied by 2. But if B was just A inverse and we had AB, we'd have just put the identity matrix. But since B is really 2 times A inverse, then we have to put 2 times the identity matrix. But there's more. They put a 2 here as well. So they want 2AB. 2AB. So you have to put 2 times 2 and you'll end up with 4I. This is a high level question. High levels in this question here, out here by people, boy. Yeah, but brace yourself. CSEC could wet that another on Tuesday. So the a more common question is this question, where you have what we call this topic is equivalent matrices. So you have 2P is equal to something and 3Q, and then they want the values of P and Q. So if you don't know how to do this, you're in a bad state. You're in a bad state where matrices is concerned. This is taught normally in the first or second class in matrices. So 2P is equal to 6. 2P is equal to 6. So P is equal to 6 over 2. P is equal to 3. So one out of these answers. While you're saying for 8, C squared, well, plenty of these answers is C, boy. And you understand what I do there? 3Q plus 1 is equal to negative 8. So 3Q is equal to negative 8 minus 1. 3q is equal to negative 9. Algebra. So therefore q is equal to negative 9 over 3, which is negative 3. So 3 and negative 3, c squared. Well done, c squared. So let's scroll down to now and do, I'll skip number 9. Number 9, start vectors. We really wanted to do vectors, so let me go on into this vectors here. Now if you want to get this book to help you prepare this book, I've only answered at the ending. As I said, you can do two things. If you want to get this, if you have a credit card, you can go and buy it now off the website www.thestudenthub. Don't play yourself. thestudenthub.online. Or if you don't have a credit card and you can't buy it now, you can WhatsApp +1868 Trinidad, right? 7840619 and tell them you're trying to get a hand on this ASAP on the book, and they will you could do like a simple bank transfer or into any First Citizen Republic. You could join class. Well, let me go to the next question. So that's how to get it, right? Take down that number anyhow. I have a feeling that number will be good for you. The image of a point M under a translation T is that, what is the translation vector T? So you had M, that's M, and the image, this is not the translation, this is the image of this under the translation T is that. So the image is 12, 0. 12, 0. What is the translation? So you went from this to this via a translation. A translation is like an addition or subtraction, it's a vector. Right? So what is the translation vector? So you have 6, 1. You have 12, 0. You're trying to get from 6, 1 to 12, 0. So it means you need to add 6. We added 6 here because we went to 12. And we subtract 1. So basically this is the answer. That's the translation vector. Do you understand what happened in there? Yeah. If you need to do some more vectors, look up Cohen Springer vectors. In the parallelogram, M is the midpoint. Alright, I need to scroll down to see this thing properly. So this is number 12. Number 12 looking like that's some sting there. This is number 12. In the parallelogram, M is in the parallelogram, comma, M is the midpoint AB. That's everything cool. DC is, you all could take a screenshot, tag me and post it on Instagram. I'm going to come off in the next 5 minutes. Let me hustle. DC is equal to U. DA is B. So you know, if you know your vectors, you need to represent vectors like this or like that, right? MC. M to C. What is that? Well, if this whole thing is U, because this is U too, so this is U, then it means M to D is half U. And B to C, hold on, you're tricking me. Watch this one. So let me see what they have. Well, they have A, and they have C12, A12C. They're tricking me earlier. This one going backwards, but we're going to go this way. So you have to put negative V. So it's really 12U, take away V. So everybody who have A, and they wasn't tricked. The people who put C, and they get tricked. So the answer is actually E. That is vibes. Look out for that in our vectors question. Be much tricked. Oh, you just keep the enlargement there. Where is this? Where is this? Where are my vectors? Where are my vectors? Oh, they don't bring much. They don't bring much. This is based on what CSEC doing for the last 10 years. So, these are the kind of questions that we get. Alright, I have time to do one more topic. No, they all the answers here. I have time to take a little peek of one more topic before we go. Let's do relations, functions, and graphs. Oh gosh, one of these questions must come. One of these questions must come. Let's do number 2. Number 2 is a classic. Which of the following best illustrates a function? So function, you see, anytime you see two things escaping or three escaping, that's not a function. So the answer is very simply D. Now functions don't need to be one-to-one, they just cannot be one-to-many. So a function could have been like, you could have had something like these two coming on and touching on the same spot. That's okay. But you can't have something like 2 coming out of 1 like this. No. 2 can't leave from the input side. Two arrows can't leave from the input side. So functions are either one-to-many, 1-to-1, or or 1 or many-to-1, sorry. Alright, so the answer in this case is D. Let's try number 3. Well, think about number 3. Number 3 is the last question we're going to do. The function f of x multiplies the sum of the variable x and 3 by 2. Now keep in mind that there's lots of resources on the channel to study from. So even after I leave, you don't need to close up. You could just go and learn topics that you're weekend. For CSEC, it's based on the CSEC syllabus, but shout out to all the people from it as well. The function f of x multiplies the sum of the variable x and 3 by 2. What is the inverse of the function? Well, yes. So f of x multiplies the sum of the variable x and 3 by 2. So f of x is really 2 by x plus 3. Or another way to write it is 2x plus 6. You agree? Because the function f of x multiplies the sum of x and 3 by 2. So it's 2 by x plus 3. Or 2x plus 6. Best. So they want the inverse though. So this is not the answer. If they have this answer here, plenty of people might get catch. They want the inverse. So if they want the inverse, it means you need to start off with the last thing. The last thing you do was add 6. So it's like x, take away 6, and then you divide by 2. So that's a quick way to just quickly find out the inverse is b. Some people had c, but it's not. It's b. Or if you want to go the long route where you say let y equal f of x, and you interchange variables after you put y equals to 2x plus 6, and then x is equal to 2y plus 6, and then x minus 6 is equal to 2y, x minus 6 over 2 is equal to y. This inverse function, I taught this already on this channel, so if you look up inverse function and be able to get done. So, full encouragement to everybody who's going to do the exams on Tuesday. I hope that you mash it up and that it does not mash you up. The CSEC exam, that is. You shouldn't get enough studying. I think tonight is a real nice night to put in a lot of work. Sunday whole day Sunday is a good day to put in a lot of work as well. And Monday you could probably chill out depending on the type of person you are. So love and blessings till we meet again. I hope that I can come on again for the night after I do the meeting, but the reason I couldn't come on today, I wanted to do a long session today, but my time, so I'm doing a whole lot of other stuff. Fortunately, I have hundreds of videos on this channel that can help you out in the meanwhile, right? So you just wouldn't have a live session. Till we meet again.